We're on the ECW special edition of NXT, and although she wasn't made in ECW, she is extreme. Now, many people are wondering why I'm back, and it's quite simple really when you think about it, as I'm being compared to quite a lot of people. People that are on this roster. People like Cora Jade, people like JC Jane, but one woman stood out to me above the rest, and I confronted her last week. Sol Ruka. Out of everyone on this roster, you impressed me the most. That's Soul Snatcher. Goodness me, what a thing of beauty. But I need to test if you really are the next Lita. So this is my challenge to you, Sol. Next week, you versus me. What do you say? Lita, it's an honor, honestly. I'd love to share a ring with you, and I accept your challenge. But just so you know, I am not the next Lita. I am the Sol Ruka. My identity isn't and won't be attached to you, and next week, I'll prove that. It's a huge match announced for next week. Lita's first match in over 18 months, and it's her first match on NXT. And following this interaction, Lita is walking backstage and stops by a camera as she explains another reason why she's back. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I need to prove to myself I can still go. I don't want to just show up for a Rumble appearance and dip. I want to show up, prove my worth, elevate the present and future, along with celebrate what I am, which is unfortunately the past. But by celebrating, well, I really mean showing that the past will be better and always will be better than the present. But can she back up the talk and walk the walk the following week? As it's the main event of NXT, it's Lita, it's Sol Ruka, and it's on. Who will win? Can the past beat the future? Or can Sol Ruka beat Lita? While Sol's speed and agility is second to none, especially in comparison to a much older but yet wiser Lita. And Lita's wit is what drives her throughout the contest, as her experience factor manages to put her on an equal footing. She even manages to connect a whisper in the wind, which is done with enough smoothness that you'd think she was 10 years younger. But regardless, it doesn't do the job. Sol lives, but Lita wants to kill the youth. So she sends it to the outside, and it's a beautiful dive to the outside. And from there, she uses the outside as a weapon. Barricades, steps, you name it, Lita launches Sol Ruka into it. But she eventually sends her back into the ring, although as she's possibly looking for a twist of fate, Sol counters and then she nails a Soul Snatcher onto Lita. And from there, Sol goes into the cover. Sol wins. She eliminates the past, although she allows for the past to shine one more time. That is until... Oh, it feels good to be your host of Survivor Series. Welcome! But before we begin, I think I need to talk about my NXT appearance, when I got taken out by the now new NXT Women's North American Champion, Zarya. And that just won't stand. This isn't your turf anymore. Go home. Zarya has once again laid out Lita, but why has she done this? Well, on the following NXT, Lita has the same question as she says, Zarya, I'm sick of the blindsided assaults, and I've talked to Ava, so I just wanted to let you know, NXT Deadline, you versus me for the NXT Women's North American Championship. However, as soon as she says this, Zarya once again blindsides the legend, and after laying her out, she explains the reasoning for her attacks. Lita, you don't deserve to keep on coming back, and you've now come back into my territory, so now I will be the one to end your career. And the following week, there's no more words shared, just actions, as both Lita and Zarya engage in a wild brawl to kick off NXT. They're trashing all the backstage area through their fight. It's a chaotic way to kick off the show, although Zarya completely overpowers Lita, as at the end of the fight, she plants the legend through a table with an F5. Is this a sign of things to come, or can Lita overcome the monster? Well, this feud has reached its deadline. It's time for the big time match. Who will win? Can Lita bury the new talent, or can Zarya conquer the legend? While Lita is strung out the gate, she hits as many strikes as possible to try and take the beast down, but Zarya just shrugs it off as she hurls Lita into the corner and begins to dominate. She's all over Lita, but Lita has an experience factor Zarya does not, as she sends the champ out the ring before hitting a picture-perfect moonsault to the outside. Lita has a chance, but unbelievably, Zarya is getting up, so Lita hits another dive in an attempt to take out Zarya, but as she's going for a third dive, Zarya catches and plants her onto the hardest part of the ring, and from there, she hurls Lita into the barricade before putting her back into the ring. Zarya is in control, and from there, she hits huge power moves over and over in an attempt to put Lita down, but no matter what she does, Lita won't stay down for the free, so she's looking for a spear, but she can't hit it. Lita counters, this is a chance, and she takes it as she nails a twist of fate before sprawling into the cover. 1! No! Zarya kicks out at 1. Lita is stunned, but Zarya is fully conscious as she attempts an F5, but Lita gets out of it and nails another twist of fate. But rather than going into the cover, she goes to the top rope, she's going for a moonsault, and she connects with it. Is Zarya done? 1, 2... No! She kicks out again! Lita can't believe it, but Zarya is still getting up. However, as Lita runs at her, she gets hoisted into the air and planted with a spear. Lita is out, and Zarya very impressively rolls through with Lita on her back and clatters her with an F5. Zarya does it! She conquers Lita! And with that, Lita's career is over. But she bows out of the square circle in what many consider to be one of, if not her best matches. And if you like this story, I think this might interest you.